Hello everybody, I hope you're alright. It has been a hot minute since I have posted on my channel. It's been a month actually. I do apologise for that. It has been, I think, trying to find some sort of content to put out has been really difficult, not knowing really what to put out there and stuff. But anyway, I'm back. Definitely want to make more content, but like I said, it's really difficult at the moment. Probably will do more haul videos if I do more shopping. Try not to spend, but you know, hey ho. But I was thinking about what I could do, and this video idea kind of came to me, and it's about obviously a guide to collecting records. I sorted everything out. It's all in order, so I'm not too ashamed to show it now. But I thought I'd give a little sort of insight and sort of my advice on what, my opinion on collecting records. I've been collecting records now since 2014, and the do's, the don'ts, all of that jazz. But I thought I would sort of go into it and what I've done and my advice and what I see out there. So I'll first of all start with records. So with records, it's one of them, it depends what sort of artists that you're buying, what you're into, all of that. So for example, if you are into a very alternative scene and you like a band from years ago and their records are very rare, you're going to find that they're very much more expensive. If you like more pop stuff and that, you're going to find them cheap as chips, literally. It's one of them as well, like, it depends where you buy from. So for example, I do have some records up here that are from, the internet and from, like places like HMV in the UK, if you know what HMV is. So for example, I don't really want to mess this up, but if I'll grab this one for a second. So this one was, I do like the songs off Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. This one cost me $20.99. So records like this from HMV and that are going to cost you a little bit more. Reissues nowadays are going to cost you more than the original, depending. So if it's a reissue of something that's very rare, then yes, it's a bit cheaper. If not, it's going to cost a lot more. So with HMV, you're looking at around from £20 to usually about £30, which if you don't mind paying that, that's absolutely fine. But it is a little bit expensive, I think, for like one record. Whereas you can, obviously, if you go second-hand shops, i.e. definitely independent record shops, you will find more bargains in there, and you will find cheaper alternatives. And charity shops as well. Charity shops, usually you'll definitely come across middle of the run, or run of the mill, I should say. And usually it's the opera and all of that. If you're into that, that's cool. I'm not. If you're not, it's gonna be difficult. But sometimes you do come across some finds. I have down there somewhere. The Janet Jackson album, Control. Love that album. I love a lot of the songs off it. Literally came across it in a charity shop. Didn't expect it. It cost me really dirt cheap. So yeah, that's sort of the guide to buying records, where to buy from. I buy some records off Amazon as well. Again, a lot of the time they're a little bit more pricier, but I don't generally mind. If I don't mind paying more, if I can't be able to wait and find it in the shop and I just want it. Discogs is another great option out there. That is literally, it will bring you up loads of options of the same album or single on record that you want, and you can find different prices. So definitely check that out, because that is, again, another good search engine. It's just one of them you have to talk back and forth with the seller themselves, and go by what it says as well. So usually it's never a bad thing going on Discogs. It's very easy. If there's an issue with anything, they're usually straightforward with it. So with that being said, that's the side with the records. Now with the record player itself, I have a Reloop record player. It's a bit more up there, it's a bit more expensive. Now my advice is to save your money and get a more expensive turntable, because you'll get better quality sound and also your records will be protected more. The one I started out with was, I can't remember the name of it now, I think it was like a steel tone or something like that, I can't remember the name, but it was your run-of-the-mill one. It was one where it had a multi-purpose where you could play Bluetooth through it, you know, all of that. Record on it didn't sound amazing, but it did the job for the first record player that I had. And I think when you start out, it's okay to go a bit cheaper. The only ones I wouldn't really recommend personally, if you like them, that's up to you, and that's, you know, that's fine, but personally for me, I just don't recommend them, is the suitcase looking style ones. They're not very nice, they're not very good quality. Usually they got the really cheap turntable in them, and the needles can damage your records essentially a lot of the time, so I'd stay away from that. The one thing that I don't see mentioned a lot with other people when it comes to record players is the hi-fi aspect of it. I have a Reloop hi-fi system, so that's what helps with the quality of the sound as well. That's the other part you've got to take, and you can't just buy a turntable and think it's going to play, especially my type, because it is a type that you have to plug into an amp. You can buy amplifiers and stuff, and a hi-fi system, and go with it from there. So yeah, the other thing that I wanted to mention as well, when it comes to records, especially like second-hand records, so that, for example, I'm just going to take this record here, Bob Marley. Let's take Bob Marley, Waiting in Vain, my favourite song. When you pick a second-hand record up in a record shop or whatever, make sure that you take it out and you check it. You know, just check it, like, excuse the dust marks and the dirt marks on it, it needs a good clean. But like on this, there's the lightest scratches. Now when you go across it and feel it, if you can't feel the scratch marks, that's fine. If you can slightly feel it, that's okay. It's just going to sound, you're going to hear the crackling, which I don't mind, I like the crackling. But if it's like a big scratch going through it and you can feel it, it's going to jump. So stay away from that. But definitely check them. Don't just pick them up and buy them. I've made that mistake sometimes, and I've gotten back and think, oh my god, like, I have, in what I'm sitting on, I have one of them tub things here, and it has compilations albums in it, and it had, what did I choose now? I think it's the Now albums. Now they're really old, they're really scratched, and yeah, it was just one of them. It wasn't the best. I barely play them because they sound so bloody awful. But usually 9 times out of 10 you're going to find records like that, but definitely check them first. You know, when you record players don't mind it, because anybody that's a record collector, they'll know, you know. Because you don't want to buy something, especially if you see a rare album that you haven't seen, that you really want, and they're charging, I don't know, something like £45 for it because it's very rare. They make you pull it out and it's just scratched to buggery. You're not going to want to spend £45 on it. Even though it's a rare record, it's not in the best of condition, so you know that they're ripping you off, basically. So you just want to kind of keep your eye on stuff like that. You don't want to be mugged off and stuff. So yeah, I think that is it really on the video. I definitely will do more record collection videos, especially now, because everything is in order, so I know exactly where anything is. That's the other thing when you collect records like me. Like, I have 1, 2, 3 shelves, a box, a 7-inch record case, 3 normal size record cases of loads. So, you know, you end up getting a lot. The one thing I'll explain as well, if you are starting out, the difference between, I mean, anybody realistically knows this, anything that is a 7-inch record, that's just a small single. So that's one song on one side, one song on the other side, and it's just usually what you would class as like a radio edit of a song. And then a 12-inch record, if you're looking at a single, is an extended version of that song or several remixes on both sides. And usually 9 times out of 10 as well, when you play 7-inch records or 12-inch singles, usually 8 times out of 10, you're going to play them in 45, which is the speed of a record. An album is 33 PM, I think it is. So just remember that as well. Some singles will be 33. I've had that and I'm like, that's a bit weird. But you do get that. So yeah. So I think that's it really. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification icon to keep in touch with what I'm doing. And I hope to see you in the next one.